Hi, everybody. It's Miss Judy from the Red Bank Library, and we're going to look at another book about colorful fruits and vegetables. So, which food will you choose? Think about the fruits and vegetables of different colors that you know and decide which ones you will choose when you go to the store, just like the kids in the story. Last Monday wasn't like normal Mondays. Mom was in a bad mood. She couldn't find anything she wanted to make for dinner. She groaned, I'm so bored of beige. Beige chicken nuggets, beige pasta, beige chips, beige cereal, beige crisps. What we need is some color. Come on, said Mom, let's go. Where, we asked. To the supermarket, she said, to play a game. But you can't play games in the supermarket, we said. Wait and see, said Mom. Right. Are you ready, said Mom. Choose three foods. Anything you like, but they have to be red. Bold, bright, beautiful red. Okay, we said. We could already see lots of red foods on the shelves, like cherry tomatoes, strawberries, watermelon, peppers, and let's see what else can also be red. So we have pears and strawberries, we mentioned. We have watermelon, we have oranges, blood oranges are red, apples, we have red bananas, we have red corn, we have red potatoes, and we even have red carrots. So they chose pepperoni, watermelon, and tomato. When we got home, we made our own pizzas and decorated them with the pepperoni. We ate the watermelon just as it was, but planted the seeds in pots to see if we could grow one. And they took the tomato soup with them in a flask when they went to the park. What would you do with the three red foods that you chose? So on Tuesday, we played the game again. Mom said today it's yellow. Strong, sunshiny, smiley yellow. Ready, steady, go. And there were so many yellow foods to choose from. Squash and corn and cheese and peaches and lemons. And think about what foods you might choose. And let's look at some others that are yellow. So we said apples, peppers, we've cherries, we have carrots that are also yellow. We have yellow watermelon, we have yellow bananas, yellow cauliflower, and yellow tomatoes. And that funny looking thing in the middle that looks something like a chicken's foot is called a Buddha's hand citron. It's a type of citrus fruit. The outside has a lemony flavor, and the inside has a somewhat bitter, sweet taste. It's like a mix of cucumber and grapefruit combined. It doesn't have a lot of juice or seeds like other citrus fruits. So we chose corn on the cob, a cheese with holes, which I'm guessing was Swiss cheese, and a banana. And when we got home, of course, first they cooked the corn and they ate the corn on the cob on sticks like lollies. We spied on Daddy through the holy cheese, but then we melted it on toast for grilled cheese. And we made a banana split for dessert. So what would you do with the three yellow foods that you chose? So on Wednesday, we went to the supermarket again. And this time, let's go for green, said Mom. Gorgeous, glorious, groovy green. There were gazillions of green foods. There's avocado, there's cucumber, there's broccoli, there's cabbage, there's Brussels sprouts. There's all kinds of green foods and kiwi. So think about what you'd like and let's see what else is green. So pears, broccoli, cabbage, limes, eggplant, that long skinny thing is an eggplant, apples, zucchini, peppers, cauliflower again. And those are some of the things that are green, and also asparagus. So we chose celery, olives, and green pasta. When we got home, we dipped the celery in peanut butter and gave the leafy ends to Birdie, our rabbit. Now you can eat the leafy ends if you want to, and also you can make something called ants on a log, which some of you might have had. That's when you take a celery stalk and you fill it with either peanut butter or cream cheese, and then you put little raisins all in a row down the top. It looks like ants on a log, and it's a delicious way to eat your vegetable and get your peanut butter or cream cheese or whatever else you want to put on it. We put olives on our fingers and ate them one by one. Olives have pits, but most of the time the pits are removed, or you can get olives with the pits removed, and then there's a hole in the bottom. So they use that hole to stick them on their fingers, and they ate them one by one. So, and oh, I'm sorry, and we ate the green pasta with our eyes closed to see if it tasted different to ordinary pasta. It actually, in my experience, does taste a little bit different, and it's actually made with spinach, which is why it's green. So think about what you would do with three green foods you choose. On Thursday, Mom said, okay, how about orange? Zingy, zesty, zippity orange. We found oodles of orange foods. There's pumpkins and sweet potatoes and squash and cantaloupe and carrots and peppers, all kinds of things. And let's see what else is orange. So we have papaya, we have orange peppers. We have orange watermelon. Watermelon comes in more than one color, obviously. And we have something called smoked salmon, or some of you know it as lox. And you can see it there on the bottom, and it's sliced and ready to eat. Well, we chose satsumas, smoked salmon, and a carrot that was a funny shape. Satsumas are mandarin oranges, and you probably have seen and maybe eaten them. They are smaller than regular oranges and easy to peel. When we got home, we tried to peel the skin off the satsumas in one piece. And I've done that. Sometimes it breaks, but usually it's pretty easy to do. We pretended the smoked salmon was our tongue, played with it a little bit before we ate it. And we used a carrot in our smoothie. So once again, what would you do with three orange foods that you choose? On Friday, we asked, what color today, Mom? And she said, today I want you to choose three foods that are purple. But we were off before she could finish. And look at all the purple foods we found. Cabbage, potatoes, eggplant. Let's see what else is there. Eggplant, carrots, and figs, and cauliflower again. And let's see what else is purple. So there's asparagus, which we saw in the green section. There's cauliflower, again, a different color, purple. There are purple tomatoes, purple corn, and purple cabbage, and purple broccoli, and purple peppers. Let's not forget them. We chose blackcurrant jelly, beetroot, and blueberries. When we got home, we made the blackcurrant jelly in the shape of dinosaurs. And we had the beetroot, which is just basically beets, as we know them, in a salad. And Daddy said eating beets makes our pee pink, which it does. It's sort of funny. And we made the blueberries last all the way to Granddad's house by only eating one every time we spotted a cat or a dog. So again, think about what you would do with three purple foods that you choose. And now, let's not forget foods that are blue and also black. So, blue foods are blue potatoes from New York and also from South America, blue squash, you can see that on the top, plums, something called a Queensland pumpkin. So that's a blue pumpkin, and I've never seen that. And then Jersey blueberries. Don't forget, blueberries grow in Jersey. Black foods are black raspberries, which I am more familiar with the red raspberries, which we saw in the red foods, grapes, plums, tomato, Black Beauty eggplant. We saw that it was also green eggplant. And let's see what else. Black Calypso beans, black cherries. And the Calypso beans on the bottom are shell beans that are called orca or yin yang beans, and they're from the Caribbean. And there's also that big round thing with the crinkly skin called a black Spanish radish. Have you noticed, as I mentioned, that some fruits and veggies come in different colors? So we saw that cauliflower can be yellow, green, and purple. Bananas can be yellow and red. And we saw orange and blue pumpkins, and red, purple, and black tomatoes. Also, purple and green broccoli and cabbage. And as we said, tomatoes can come in many, many colors. So the next day was Saturday, and when we got up, we caught Mommy having a roll and coffee for breakfast, a roll called a croissant. And we went, "Urgh," we said, that's so beige, which is sort of funny. They were making fun of Mom, because don't forget, at the beginning of the week, she said the same thing, that everything in the refrigerator was beige. So what did they do? On Sunday, we made breakfast for Mom. And you can see on the plate all kinds of colors. You can see avocado, grapes, strawberry, orange juice, tomatoes on the plate with her eggs. And it looks like carrots or some kind of bean and bacon. So there's lots of color on that plate. And they were then happy so that Mom wasn't eating a beige breakfast. So hope you enjoyed this book, and if you want to read it again, we have it here at the Red Bank Library. Also, most of the pictures of fruits and vegetables come from a book called Edible Colors by Jennifer Bass, which is also available at the Red Bank Library. And those were really cool pictures, so you might want to get that book and look at those pictures more closely. This presentation, as well as How Do You Eat Color that I did before, were part of the Red Bank Library's summer reading program, Color Our World. We hope you had fun with the activities from the summer reading. If you did not get a chance to participate, be sure to join us next summer when our reading program will have a very different theme. You can check our website in the spring for more information, or you can actually call the library. We'll be happy to talk to you about it. See you next time.